Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get this show on the road and see exactly how these. Oh my god, the graphic looks terrible. Okay, so quid pro pro real quick. Basically, I made these graphics so that they would be able to fit a different website, and unfortunately, this website is not the one that we're using, so it's a little bit off. I'm wondering if I could adjust it a little bit. Nope, no, you really can't. So unfortunately, it's gonna look a little scuffed, but for the most part, I can assure you guys, I'll tell you exactly what's happening. But first and foremost, welcome everybody to the NECC League of Legends third place match for Division 7 of the playoff bracket. The winner of this obviously gets that third place pointage and gets a really nice seat going into nationals next week. I actually don't know Blugold's standings right now in terms of their nationals placements, but for the time being, we do have UAA locked in for that national spot. So playing here will at least push their points a little bit further and hopefully land them in a nice spot going into the final tournament of the year. But turning in to this draft screen, so far we got on the left side, it is going to be Blugold University, and on the right are Sea Wolves. Looks like we're going to be banning Shaco, the Spider Lady, and Zach. Apologies, my League of Legends knowledge for the most part is quite mid compared to most people, but I will do my best on to naming some of these characters. I do not know the Spider Lady, but I do know that she is a spider nonetheless. On the left side, being Blugold, they did ban the Gwen, Veigar, and Caitlyn. It looks like we're going to start off early with a Poppy and Tristana combo, most likely in the bot lane. So definitely going to be an interesting pick, but Tristana definitely could be a little bit of a flex. Our mid laner Sasha has showcased a very wide range of champions to choose in that mid lane pool. So who knows? We have picked a Varus before, and you might think that the Varus was going bot lane, but surprise, surprise, he was actually in the mid lane. Looking at Blugold, however, for their coming up on their third pick, we already have a Jarvan for that jungle, and a Jinx for the bot lane, as well as a Victor for the mid lane, perchance. We've played against a couple of mid lane Victors, but for the most part, we've definitely played against a lot of Jinxes. So there's definitely a champ to look out for. And it looks like we're going to be going Ashe. So it might actually have been that Tristana mid lane that I was talking about. All right, sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I was just done taking care of a couple of things in terms of the match, but looking at exactly who we have so far, definitely a very interesting comp. I mean, quite literally, you can make all four of our players support characters. So I'm definitely intrigued as to who or what roles our players are going to be in. I mean, we quite literally have 3 supports on our squad so far. Yes, you can take these characters and put them elsewhere, but I believe we haven't picked a jungler yet, if I am not mistaken. No, we did pick our jungler. So Kale obviously is going to be the top lane. I think we can all agree on that. But on the opposite side, it's going to be against the Ornn. Nikolai, or known as Delay, has played against Ornn quite a bit, so there's a lot of experience there in that fact. But then going towards the Alistar, the support, it's definitely going to be a lot of engage from the bot lane alongside that Jinx. So our support and our team captain of Arthur Gaming is definitely going to have a lot on their plate, but I can't figure out exactly who they're playing. So it's definitely going to be an interesting one. I want to say, is Poppy jungle a thing, or is Tristana jungle a thing? I can't see Blitzcrank elsewhere. So unless I'm absolutely just silly when it comes to these bans, then it's going to take me a little bit to figure out. And it's going to be exciting to see exactly what happens when we get into the game. So definitely look forward to that. We're about to start the game very soon, ladies and gentlemen. We'll go back to the intermission screen, and we'll catch you when the game starts. Let's get the show on the road. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We're already hopping straight into the action already. Sorry so much for the delay. We unfortunately had a little bit of a spectator glitch when it came to the delay at the beginning, but for the most part, we are able to get right back into the match. Let's get all of our things underway. And already we had some invades on both sides of the map. It looks like Archangel and Delay are going to be looking for some action, trying to get some damage as much as possible. Delay staying for a little bit longer than he should, as he's almost paying the price of death. But the hook from the Blitzcrank gets the first blood. What a strong start from the side of Tugboat, our support. Dylan starting it off strong for UAA Seawolves. And I mean, that's a great way to start things off for your third place match. I know, unfortunately, UAA did lose last week, unfortunately, when it came to our match with the Patriots. But this time around, we will be seeing, hopefully, a different outcome coming into this game. So, as we talked about earlier, we did have a little bit of questions when it came to exactly what was going on with our lineup. And already, they're just increasing aggression coming on here. And Arc is probably going to come up against the Jarvan. Doesn't know that he's in the bush. Waits for the cooldown to come down. And that Poppy is definitely under pressure here. Going to catch the flash. Brings out the flash of the Jarvan. And unfortunately, that's going to be the first pick there. Tristana definitely going to be looking in for the trade, but the Orin's already there for the support, so Tristana really can't do anything after that. But tagging back to what I said earlier about, we were really looking at these team comps and wondering, what are these flexes going to? And it looks like I definitely did predict the Tristana mid, because I know that Sasha really likes to go for those. I wouldn't say it's a non-meta pick, but it's definitely one that you don't see too often. Goes in for the dive. Really ballsy. Is gonna have to commit the flash. Archangel is there for the help, and Sasha actually gets out with his life until the laser from Victor is going to deal the final blow. And although we had a really good start, all of a sudden we find ourselves down 400 gold, so it's definitely going to be a little bit of a divot to pick ourselves out of. But for the most part, UA does a really good job at striking back when they're down in the early game. Kale of Delay is doing a great deal of damage to this Orange. Gonna commit the flash. Both sides commit the flash, and the last strike is gonna go to Delay. What a trade, what a win from our top laner as he wins the solo duel. That's gonna start us off very strong. However, in the bot lane, it's gonna deal a lot of damage. The Blitzcrank hook isn't gonna go through, but Archangel is looking for that gank. Ping's coming through as well. Vision on both ends, so definitely could be a little bit scary for the most part. As the Poppy's going to be forced to turn away as they wait for the Drake to come through. Got a couple more minutes left. Just going to get the turtle. I literally play jungle. How did I forget this thing's name? Unfortunate events in the bot lane as Jinx will get that kill. Looks like the mid laners are going to be coming down as well. A lot of the fight's going to be going down in the bot lane. It's going to be Archangel with the tag with that Poppy engaged. Next one's going to be the mid laner of Sasha looking for the picks possible, but it's going to be Archangel with the double kill, landing it on both of the bot lane and the jungle of Jarvan, getting his revenge from the early invade from Jarvan. So although the early game started off poor, UAA finally, after literally within 30 seconds, they were down 400 gold. And now they find themselves on top with that 400 lead advantage, as well as some good map control. We got a lot of wards leading into our the red side of the blue team towards that red buff, so definitely a lot of information there, especially if we want to go for this Drake, because it looks like that Jarvan is going to be camping around the area of the grubs, so probably going to be the one that he wants to go to, but we'll be able to see exactly where our jungler wants to go later on. I definitely love the flex picks that we have seen for UAA for this match. You really just can't tell exactly who's going to play where. That Ashe, honestly, by all means, could go top lane. I mean, we haven't seen Nikolai really go a range top, but who knows? Maybe in this third place match, he might bring it out right before Nationals. And you never know with this team. I mean, the champ pool from all of our players is just incredibly deep. I mean, for Tugboat, for example, I mean, he's our support, and we usually have him for enchanters, but here he is playing that hook role. More of a roaming type of support, alongside kind of playing that similar enchanter role when it comes to support, but this time it's going to be on that hook of the Blitzcrank, and as we saw earlier, tagging along with that first blood, as you can see, he does have an assist because a beautiful hook that he hit early on in the game. But as I touched on earlier, it is going to look like Archangel, our jungler, is going to be going for that Drake, whereas the Jarvan of the enemy jungle is going to go for those Void Grubs. So looking to get this Drake, a little bit of a trade for objectives, but it's really up to the strategy that you go with as a team, and they're going to have to try to finish this quickly, as it looks like they're actually clearing fairly quickly, so it's definitely going to have to be a little bit dangerous here, but they do have the vision to at least alert themselves to get out of dodge as quick as possible. And by all means, I mean, despite you have a Jinx on the flank, it's keeping that bot lane, this isn't too unfavorable of a fight. Really nice control ward from the side of Sasha. Really, one good hook could just change the landscape of the fight. So definitely have to be on the lookout for that jungle, for that support. I mean, for the support on both ends. I mean, Tugboat on the side of UAA doing a really good job at really just supporting for the side of Arthur, just staying by his hip. But it looks like on the opposing side, the Swag Cat, the Alistar from, or the Alisto, sorry, from the other side of Blugold is going to be taking more of a roaming route more than anything. Early vision comes out for the side of Archangel. That Jarvan does not have his R yet, so this definitely could be a fight in our favor if Archangel continues to go for it. Sasha's going to come through. He's going to catch Link from the unfortunate catch from the Victor. And the rest of the party is here, but ooh, just a little bit of a whiff when it came to the hook. Jinx ult's going to come through. It's going to deal quite a bit of damage, but unfortunate trades for the side of UAA, as it looked like they almost had the engage to go through, but that Jarvan did not care at all, and he was going to go through with everything and almost all into that fight. Ornald's going to come through. It's going to stun our jungler. And that's going to be 2 kills from the side of the Victor, and the Alistar also gets into play as well. Delay is also trying to get into the play, and he's trying to get as many kills as possible. He's able to clean up the Jarvan. Next pick comes through, and his eyes are straight up onto that Victor, and he gets the shutdown onto the Victor as well. Looking for that triple. It's going to be the Ornn still dealing a ton of damage, but Sasha's trying to do as much as possible as well. Arthur is able to get into the play. He gets one, and the last remaining member is going to be that Ornn, and Sasha caps it off with a nice pick and almost an ace, despite the fast respawn timers for the side of Seawolves. And it's a really good trade. You lose your mid lane early on in the fight, but Sasha, despite being the first one to die in that inevitable team fight, he's able to come back and just win it all out. So it doesn't even matter at that point. Very nice plays from the side of Seawolves, and really good bounce back after a very bleak start to that fight. A little bit of a scary TP there for the side of the Ornn. As he's just going to be catching all the strays from the side of Delay. And Delay, ladies and gentlemen, is unstoppable. I personally feel like it's going to be a battle of this mid lane. It's really going to be a little bit tough for the side of Sasha to kind of bounce back, especially with Victor's advantage right now in terms of gold and CS. Alongside the kills, getting that lost chapter is definitely going to be a little bit scary, as it doesn't look like we have much of magic resist on our team so far, at least. Unfortunate engage there. Ash R is going to go wide, so we weren't able to capitalize on it, but we did pull the Jinx's flash. Tugboat goes in. A little bit of a questionable flash there. But hey, it's all about aura, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not going to commit to a fight, you better at least have the aura to finish it. And look at this. Tugboat lands a nice hook onto the Jinx of Blugold. He's going to get caught up into the trap, but Arthur is just absolutely nailing away. Lack of vision is unfortunately not going to be able to land them any sort of auto hits going forward. But you already know Tugboat is on the run and waiting, looking for any sort of hook to land here. Void Grubs are going to go in the hand of Blugold as they secure all 6 of them. Alistair is going to come in and, ooh, very unfortunate. Ult's going to get caught by Arthur Gaming. Luckily, Archangel, the angel from the heavens, is here to save Tugboat for the time being. But that bot lane's probably going to get a little bit more peaceful as we see going forward, despite the members getting their hooks and landing their shots, their skill shots there. Unfortunate turn of events early on for the side of Arthur Gaming, but our team captain does not waver in the side of defeat. And he'll bounce back, sure enough. Go on this Ash roll. Looks like Blugold is looking to try and contest a little bit of what is going on here on this Drake. Jinx coming in from the bot. The Smite's going to confirm that Drake. That's going to be another trade of objectives. That's going to be our second Ocean Soul coming through. Well, definitely nice. It looks like Tugboat playing with his food, a little bit aggressive onto the Victor. And I mean, he's still going forward here. I mean, 3 levels down, but he still has the help of Sasha. But Sasha, ooh, doesn't look like he was ready for the fight. Maybe just a little bit lackluster communication, not really on the same page. I think that Tugboat really wanted to go for that fight there, but Sasha was just way too low. So that's not just going to help anything. Unfortunate signs in the bot lane as well, as our team captain Arthur is going to fall. And that Jinx is just getting ever so more powerful, as she does now have the Hail of Blades. I believe that's what that item is called. Nope, it's called the Yuntal Wildrose. So I have no clue what Hail of Blades is, and I have no clue where I got that from. Going forward, however, we are down. To see what was, we are down. In terms of the Void Grubs, not really. I mean, our objectives are fairly similar for the most part, so we're not really down much in terms of that. But in terms of gold, we are down about 1.8k. Or 1.3, sorry. I thought I saw 20. We literally just gained like 200 gold like in the span of a second. Very quick maths. But as I talked about earlier, the Alistar. Okay, is it Alisto or is it Alistar? I think it's Alistar, so I'm just gonna say Alistar. That Alistar roaming very early on in the game, as you see Tugboat now doing it this time around. He's gonna have to be, unfortunately, let off the hook as he was catching a lot of damage. We still don't see him going back yet, though. So maybe he wants to get into the play and be hooked. The Alistar coming in a little bit later. Nice pin from the side of Archangel. Gonna activate her ability to go farther and forward. Nice hook grab from the side of our support. He's going to catch that Victor out. And Delay is also going to come into the fight. He's going to pop his ult. He's going to keep them alive for the time being as he's able to get out of dodge. That Victor was able to fall later on in the fight. And Arc is just dancing with the devil, trying to find any sort of damage possible. Jinx ult is going to come out and unfortunately deal the final damaging blow onto our side of our mid lane Sasha. Ornn's ult going to come through as well. Archangel is not fearing that fight though. Is going to go in, try to deal as much damage as possible, but Delay is going to fall after getting the Jinx. Still looking for any sort of damage or redemption. It's going to be Arthur and Archangel still trying to defend this turret. Staying under the turret is Archangel. Dancing with the devil, but with no mana left. Going to have to just auto her way out of that fight. The little Poppy, she's gonna have to get out of dodge as quick as possible. Archangel, he's just running as fast as possible as he can, but there's just too many members from the side of Blugold there. And now, unfortunately, we're going to be down 2 towers as well as 3 members going in to this fight. We do have vision, however, on the Alistar. Very nice hook from our support Blitzcrank. Tugboat with a huge hook there is able to grasp onto the Alistar and get the kill onto Sasha. As I talked about earlier, this mid lane is definitely going to be one to look at, but before I said that, I mean, the landscape of the game was a little bit different now. Our eyes are really being diverted to that bot lane with the Jinx now with 2 items, the Hurricane as well as the Hail of Blades, as I called it earlier. I'm just going to keep calling it that. Unfortunately, Sasha is going to be caught out. However, his W does not get him over the wall. Oh, that's highly unfortunate. An unfortunate sign of events is going to... Oh, where's... There we go. Apologies for that, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be the Rift Herald going down for the side of Blugold. A little bit of dancing around here. Blitzcrank is going to miss the hook wide a little bit. Alistar is going to charge in, but at least gives him the ability to escape for the time being. Arc is definitely trying to look for any sort of vision to deny this push here. And I think that UAA is looking for a team fight here if Tugboat isn't the one to engage it. And I mean, if you're anybody, you kind of have to just let Tugboat die there. Not really much you can do if you're UAA. Just have to get out and deal as much damage as possible on your exit journey. Unfortunately, Sasha is probably going to be biting the bullet there, and that's going to be the double kill from Jinx. You cannot let her get any stronger. Yeah, this is starting to get a little bit out of hand, ladies and gentlemen. Jinx is not the character that you want to be fed. A little bit of a weird pathing there from the Alistar. With the Rift Herald control. They're able to take it out, Tugboat at least for the time being. It's going to be Arc trying to combat and try to get any sort of pitch possible. Jinx ult is going to come through and it's going to land onto Tugboat, however. Still looking for any sort of damage possible, but that Victor R is just dealing so much damage. Delay is going to have to come in quick for any sort of support. Before that Blitzcrank fell from the Victor, that Jinx has to get shut down. That 150 gold bounty is just waiting to be collected by any of our Seawolf members. Huge bounties on all sides of the objectives, as you can see in the top right of the screen, as we are unfortunately down 6,000 gold. We have to really look at our win conditions here. Delay is sitting really strong here at 6-1 with the Gnasher's Tooth as well as the Shadow Flame, so definitely could deal a lot of damage going forward, as that Jinx does not have much magic resist. So if the rest of these Seawolves are able to at least do enough damage to that Jinx and not let her pop her passive, then maybe Delay might be able to get the finishing blow and stop the reign of terror that the Jinx has been having this match so far. Horn is going to come through, but it's not going to do much as Delay is able to deal as much damage as possible. But he is unfortunately going to fall regardless. So it's still definitely a very nice play for the side of Delay to at least get into the match. But Archangel is definitely going to have to run as fast as possible, waiting for his allies to come and help him. It's going to be a team fight in the back end, and there comes Delay. The Horn ult is going to come through, but Delay's trying to deal as much damage as possible, and it's going to get the shutdown onto the Jinx, as we said earlier. Ult's going to come through to keep them alive, but the Victor and the rest of the members just clean up house. Wow. I mean, Victor with the Landry's mask is just incredibly strong. And I mean, I thought that the Jinx was all you had to worry about, but now you have the Victor in play. And it's just when it gets to that time when Victor's abilities are set to the next evolution. I mean, if any of you are LCK watchers and you saw Gen G versus T1, I mean, Chovy sitting on that Victor was definitely a terrifying character. Obviously, any character in the hands of Chovy is very terrifying, but just Victor nonetheless is definitely one that you don't want to be playing against. And as you can see here, that Victor sitting at 7-3 with the bounty on his head. I mean, not really much you can do there. Things will slow down for the time being as UAA is just trying to clear out any sort of vision that Blugold might have, just so that they can at least get a strong base into their own, making sure that there's no silly business going on in their own camps. And as long as they have that under control, then they'll be able to hopefully look forward and start to mount a comeback. Nice grab from the side of Tugboat. And this is a very strong Victor, so if they were able to get the kill here, that would be absolutely huge for their team. Tugboat, however, is dealt a lot of damage, however, and it's going to have to be all up to Archangel. 2 levels behind, however, and that Victor is getting a lot of that lifesteal. He's able to deal a lot more damage. The flash is going to come through. The remaining of the laser is also going to deal a lot of damage. No vision, however, is going to come through, and they're able to get away for the most part. Jinx, however, is also there in response, and although you had a 2v1 dive, like I said, oh no, the Alistar is here. Cleans up Tugboat. And although it was a 2v1, that Victor is just way too strong. They already had the tier 2 turret. They already have the tier 2 turret on the back end of the bot lane, so this is going to be proving real difficult for our members going forward. In terms of win conditions, what can you do if you're UAA? I mean, a lot of it just requires you not... a lot of it can be simplified literally just down to we can't feed Jinx anymore, you know? I do not believe it's too little too late. I do think that there is some sort of perfect route that UAA can take to mount this comeback, but a lot of it requires them to really deal off of... I mean, Blugold is low-key giving them the free wins, the free picks. You know, that Victor being soloed out right there. Our supporter Tugboat has been landing those hooks needed, right? But it's just not in the most opportune times. And, you know, although the engage from the Poppy's doing really well, the damage isn't just all there. As you can see, Arc is going for more of a tanky build, more anti-magic tanky build type Poppy play. And although it has a lot of engage, our real damage dealers just aren't necessarily there. So, you know, when you have a Poppy and a Blitzcrank jumping a Victor who is incredibly strong right now, you know, although you might have all the engage to stun him and do as much as possible, it's not really going to deal the damage necessary. And I mean, just like that Victor is literally just roaming around. Unfortunately, catches our team captain Arthur, and although he has 8 assists, unfortunately he only has 1 kill. A little bit of KSing from our team over here. Delay actually was getting jumped from our top lane, and Jarvan was able to get the final blow as the Ornn popped the ult. Trying to sit under tower as much as possible. Archangel is trying to live for the time being. Tugboat has to get out of dodge and make sure that they don't die and feed this Jinx any longer. But they just have to stop the bleeding. make sure no more unnecessary kills happen. This shutdown on the Victor has to happen. And I mean, honestly, who could you give it to? I mean, giving it to Sasha, not a bad idea. You need your Tristana to definitely be one of those bigger damage dealers. Looks like they're going to be going for more of a collector build, which is fairly common. Haven't seen it much done in the mid lane, so definitely new to me at least. But go on the anti-magic, definitely a good route, getting those boots early on. And I'll say, at least for the vision of UAA has been absolutely amazing. It's just what we're doing with it. We just gotta capitalize a little bit better on trying to find this Victor that is just roaming around the jungle. I don't know if the game plan is to keep the Blitzcrank coupled with the Poppy. I don't know if that's more of a comfort thing, but I just feel like your biggest engaged characters, right? Despite the Tristana W, you have your Blitzcrank with the hook, you have your Poppy with the knocking into the walls. But I just feel like maybe having the Blitzcrank paired up with, like, you know, your highest damage dealer of your delay, you know. Well, although their roam game is absolutely massive, don't get me wrong. But it's just those moments, like I talked about earlier, when you are 2v1ing the Victor, you're not going to secure the kill. It's definitely just proving a lot of damage to be dealt. Ornal is going to be able to come through. Delay is able to flash, almost dodges it, but not able to get out of dodge just quite necessarily. He is able to pop ult, however, and get his life sustained just a little bit longer, but that's only going to be delaying just a couple more seconds of his life. Jinx ult is going to come through, and she's able to pick up Sasha, and they're still trying to hide under the turret to make sure that they don't find their lives flashing behind their eyes. Archangel, however, is going to fall as well, and dancing for his life is going to be Arthur before he sees his team fall behind him. And unfortunately, just like that, Blugold will most likely end game here and take game one in a very close in the beginning game. But once that Jinx and Victor just kind of came online, it was definitely a little bit hard for UAA to catch on board. We'll see you in game two, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully UAA can make a comeback. And we'll see you guys just then.
And we are back. It's me, your usual host. What am I doing? Okay, hold on. And looks like UAA unfortunately lost that game, but it's okay. Because it's a new game. Brand new game here. It looks like, okay, so the scoreboard has not updated. That's okay. Let me try to do that real quick. Game 1. Okay, I think that should. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So it is updated. And so yeah, unfortunately Bryson or Coda had to leave. He had his ride. So it is your boy Alien Healer. Looks like we're going with the Malphite up top. Oh my gosh. So looks like we went with a Malphite, a Niku in jungle, a Pantheon in mid, the Ashe and the Karma mix up in mid and bot lane. So let's get the they went with the Nautilus. That's actually surprising. So looks like they're going with the Nautilus and the Jinx in bot lane. So our Nautilus player Big Chungus is not here. He is up in Canada giving a presentation. So shout out Big Chungus if you're watching. But yeah. So the Pantheon mid, I don't know. But we saw a delay last game. Absolutely kind of dumb. I was in Subway, to be honest, trying to get a foot long outro, so I didn't get to watch most of it. But what I did watch was delay, and it looks like Blugold actually get the first blood. Looks like it was on our bot lane, our Jinx, I think, because our Niku is in. Yep, our Niku is now in bot. So that would be Mr. Archangel. Pantheon is in mid. So yeah. I'm tired. Let's go. So let's go. Talk about getting killed. Now we're gonna chase down the Nautilus here. Good damage, good poke damage. But it looks like he got the grab on Tugboat and unfortunately goes down. Can we get the trade? Archangel now, and there he goes. There goes the trade off. So UAA and Blugold pretty even so far. I would say a lot better than last game. So that is good. CFGC and Callisto, our goat. 4-0. Yeah, we see the enemy Jinx on the other side in the bot lane, man. Oh, huge fiend fight with the Nautilus. Big Nautilus ult there. And so, let's see. Okay, hold on. So big ult, go up the top, and looks like delay. Okay, it has not yet been sold yet, but huge grab from Gravitant by the Mordekaiser. Delay usually on that Mordekaiser, so he knows the niches that come with it. Back to jungle, nothing much going on. We see the mid here against, who is that against? It's gonna be against the Silas. Okay, so we have a Pantheon Silas matchup in mid. So yeah. Pantheon Silas. I like it so far. Mordekaiser did respawn. He teleported up top. grab attempt coming up from the Mordekaiser does land, gets some of those shots in, but it's okay. We see the bot lane, the Nautilus kind of pushing in too much, and now it is a 3v1. Here comes the Jinx to counter, but a huge fight now, and it looks like Feeder Ward goes towards Blugold, and down goes our bot lane to the Jinx, and unfortunate that the Mordekaiser does get the kill on our Malphite. So, looks like Blugold in terms of what the heck? Oh, sorry. Looks like Blugold has the advantage so far. We see the Pantheon Silas matchup here. Sorry, I do not pass it well. But yeah, I'm surprised they win with the Nautilus. I guess it's good. They've seen our, obviously seen our Nautilus play, so. Back to top with the Malphite versus the Mordekaiser. Sorry. And I just want to see more from this UAA team. We do get the Void Grubs from the Nuku there in jungle. But, oh. Okay. You see the mid fight here? Both going at it. Can we get the upper hand? Oh, good shots coming out from Sasha. Go back to top. Not much. Then the bot lane here. You see that Jinx has some range there. Good hits coming out from our bot lane there. And I'm just worried about top a little bit, but it's okay. Wait, what is his name? Go back. CV Vaughn. Okay, I thought that said King Vaughn, bro. I was like, hey, yo. Oh, the Nautilus got rooted. He pushed in a little. But here comes the Jinx with the Nautilus here. And he's going. Oh, huge ult. I think that was there. And oh, we do get the kill on the. Oh, we get a double kill. Woo! But unfortunately, they do get the trade off. But a huge double kill coming out from UAA and almost puts us tied again. Still down 1k gold right now to Blugold. But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far from UAA. Sorry, huge team fight here. We see their jungle take out both. Oh no. No, that's unfortunate. I think we pushed in too far. The flash does come out. Can he get out? He's gonna fall back to tower. Oh no, now Arcee's gonna go in action, but the Nautilus holds him in, and it's gonna be, I think, a quadra kill on for Blugold. Oh man, you hate to see it. The Jarvan getting the quadra, I think. And it looks like they're going to probably get bot lane tower here. Maybe. No, but they're pushing with the Nautilus. Back up to top here. Against the Mordekaiser. How are we doing in terms of gold? Oh, that's not. Oh, actually, yeah, Nickel, he's better. Well, a huge pull coming up from the Mordekaiser. Delay does manage to get out, but it looks like we are doing a lot better on top lane in terms of gold. Look, 704 in. Oh no, he's doing more ADC. Okay, Makes sense. Donald's going in. Gets the grab off on Arthur. He's going to put in that damage. And I think Arthur, unfortunately, almost can flash out. Goes down. Just Tugboat now. Now we see the Jarvan and the Silas ganging up on our freaking Pantheon. And down goes our Pantheon. We go up the top now. It's the Mordekaiser versus the Malphite. Get the AP Malphite possibly. I don't know. Huge grab. Tried to get him with, I think, his R ability. Does not happen. And Delay lives for another day. Looks like Blugold are going to... They're pinging Drag now. Looks like Arc is already starting Drag, which is good. I wish we had a little bit more ward control here. We do have some wards. UAA is probably... I got it halfway. Can they hold off this attack from Blugold? Here comes the Silas. Here comes the Nautilus. Oh, huge team fight. Down goes one. But the Nautilus, oh my gosh, we do get Drag, so we do get the Drake, which is huge, and then we do get the Silas there, so it was not too bad. Good fight from UAA. So we get Drake, and we got the Nautilus, so I would say that's a W in my book. Back to mid, we're going to try to jump the Jarvan. If we do get him by a sneak attack, he's going to get out though. Good attempt from Sasha there. I'm sorry, can you like hear myself? You see the Jinx now? Falling back to the Nautilus that comes out of the bushes to try to catch Arthur out. By surprise, it almost worked, missed the grab. Good dodge by Delay. Couldn't dodge that one, unfortunately. And it looks like Blugold, they're trying to get those Nautilus grabs. Trying to catch our ADCs and support lacking, but it is not working. Back to mid here, we see the Silas versus the Pantheon. Good attack from Pantheon here. And he's going to get a help from Tugboat here with the gank. And the Silas is going to back off. But we see Delay Archangels now going to be countering or ganking with Delay. Pushes back that Mordekaiser. But it looks like Blugold did get a turret. And it looks like they did get bot lane turret. Yep, it looks like bot lane turret is now gone for UAA. So I wonder what is UAA's end game here, possibly. And oh my gosh, looks like the Jarvan just got one, and the Silas gets two. Or is it Silas? That's yeah, it's the Silas gets two. The Pantheon now putting in that damage. He is up a level compared to Delay, but that's more, I think, an end game build than anything. So now we see our Pantheon going with our DC hits. They're both going to channel. Delay does too. So yeah, UAA just needs to find a strategy here to break through this Blugold. Red Herald has spawned. We're gonna try to flank the Jarvan. He's gonna flash out and get out. And so now Silas is in bot lane now with the Pantheon. I guess the lane switch, but they're are pinging Rift Herald, I think. Yep, we're getting some ward control now. The Nautilus is working there. And looks like they are doing it. Looks like Blugold does get the Rift Herald. So it's interesting what UAA will do here in order to defend. Good damage on the Nautilus. Got him rooted. Can we get the kill here? Yes, we do. Arc does get the kill, but here comes the Jarvan and the Jinx. The Jarvan's going to go in. Gets out. The flash coming in from Delay. We're going to really chase down this Jinx now. She's going to try to fall back to tower, but Delay's going to get it. And Arc actually gets it. The Jarvan, or the Silas now. Ooh. And that's what we kind of need if you're UAA now. Get those poke kills in. And that was good. Good job from UAA. Managed to get 2. We see another team fight here. Yeah, we see the Nautilus kind of getting caught lacking a little bit. He gets out. And now we actually... Oh, that's another turn. That looks like that was top lane turret gone. And we're going to get another Drake here. So we got 2 of them now. But top and bot lane towers are gone. I think Rift Herald has been... It's either got spawned in top or they're going to spawn it mid. They're going to try for the second tower there. So our Malphite is on the way now to prevent that. But it looks like Blugold now has 3 compared to 1 towers. But UAA, we're not far behind in terms of gold right now. They are like 5k down, but it's okay. We can recover this. We saw how last week it was super close, but then UEA turned it around. But here comes the gank from the Jarvan with the Mordekaiser. The Arc is there to kind of prevent damage, kind of do damage control there. Nikolai does get out. And our whole team's there, but their whole team, the Mordekaiser and the Jarvan, are just lurking, trying to get any opportunity they can to jump our Malphite. Huge fight closely in mid. We see the Nautilus with the Jinx. Ooh. Hold on, let's go back. Yep, there we go. Man, I need an energy drink. I am drained out today. I didn't go sleep until like 4 a.m., bro. It's a side stuff right here. The Nautilus is pushing in with the Jarvan. We do get out. We're going to try to catch the Jarvan lack, and he's going to fall bad. Oh, wait, actually the Nautilus gets a pull right there. But UEA does survive. Akaton now has spawned. We'll see UEA would be considering going for that. I would assume so. I think we might. And yeah, looks like Blugold have decided to kind of regroup here. See the ping mid possibly? Nah, never mind. Oh, looks like they do get Arcaton. So they do have that Arcaton buff. We saw one in bot lane. I don't know if it's still bot lane. Sorry. Alright, hold on. 1 sec, stream. I need to respond to this. huge fight that I missed here. Oh no. It looks like Blugold do win the fight. It's a triple actually. This might be the end for UAA here. I think it is. Unless UAA can't spawn, they do have Arthur who will try to mitigate the damage here. But here comes the unfortunately it is an ace for the Mordekaiser. And I think that's gonna do it. The UAA, yep, the GG, well played. And it is unfortunately going to be a 2-0 for Blugold, who will get third. RC Wolves will get fourth place. Let's give applause for them. They had a hell of a season. And we will see them in Nationals. That's right. UAA has qualified for Nationals. We will see them sometime soon. So be on the lookout for that. Also, our Rocket League team will be playing Thursday against FLC Onyx. So we should cheer them on. But yeah, my name's Alien Healer. Sorry for the very boring stream compared to Bryson. I don't really play League. But yeah, we'll be back Thursday.